I don't want to scare anyone, but I'm going to give it to you straight about Jason.
Since yesterday was the anniversary for Friday the 13th releasing, and it was a franchise that pretty much dominated, one of the franchises that dominated the 80s, I figured it would be fitting to have the next project be a Jason mask. And I just assumed do the first one that was introduced in part 3, just the run-of-the-mill Jason mask. So that's what we're turning this into here. These aren't that bad, not that lengthy either. These are pretty cheap. You can find really on eBay and Amazon. They come from, most of them come from China. So, yeah, we'll turn this into something kind of comparable to this, except I'm going to, I think, like I've stated before, turn this kind of cheap elastic band into actual leather straps. Same as this one, this part 8 that I did. I have the D-rings on here. I just haven't actually put the leather straps on yet, but that, maybe I'll do all of it today. I don't know. We'll see what we get to. But yeah, so we'll turn this into something like that. Whatever. Let's go.
Legend has it that Jason saw his mother beheaded that night, and he took his revenge. A revenge that he'll continue to seek if anyone ever enters his wilderness again. By now, I guess you all know, we're the first to return here. 5 years. 5 long years he's been dormant. But he's hungry. Jason's out there. Watching. Always on the prowl for intrusion. And to kill. And to devour. Thirsty for young blood.
There you saw me make a kind of a pivot decision. I ended up taking all the snaps out of this. I usually take the bottom ones out, but I opted to take all of them out because I think, no, not for this one. Okay, for some other ones, the strap holes are actually down maybe like a ½ inch or so. But on this one, it doesn't look like there's really that much of a variation. But I have bronze snaps, and I think I'm going to go with a full age look and throw bronze snaps in instead of silver. Because the first one is kind of a balance between, somewhere in between bronze and silver. Sort of aged, but not really aged, just because it was the first movie where he had the hockey mask. But I think I'm just going to go with the bronze for my personal taste. I like it better. And yeah, and then I'm going to put the leather straps on, but it's way after I do everything else. So everything is sanded here. It's nice and roughed up for when I do the primer and the paint coat, and then it's aging. And well, first before aging, after it's all painted, I'll put the chevrons on. Yeah, and then I'll age it, seal it, do the straps, and that'll be done. This is a really quick one. This is nowhere near as long as belts, but yeah, it's fitting. It's the anniversary of Friday the 13th. Why the hell wouldn't I do this? I do have a belt with Jason on it, but yeah. Let's do this. Again. One other thing to add is, now that it's painted, I'm actually gonna, air quotes, sand it down with just a blank piece of copy paper, so it's not so aggressive. But that'll take some of the paint burrs off of the surface and kind of smooth it out, just so I can go back over and gouge it out with things like this, and just maybe a regular knife just to show some distress that it receives throughout the movie. First I'll put the chevrons on, and then I'll do all the distress, aging and distress into it. So, there's that. Whatever. Bye. No. Next. Something. is, whatever. So, yeah, I finished the Part 3 mask. I opted to go back to the nickel or silver plated line 24 snaps, just because I'm going to keep it the pre-axe wound end of the movie, where it's all distressed and scratched up, and there's a huge gash that's right here. So really, it's just slightly dirty, or dirtied, and yeah, sealed with a matte finish. It's got the regular elastic straps on it. There wasn't leather straps until I think part 6. Yeah, it was just a matte finish, so there's not a lot of glare. Just gives it like a rain effect if there's glare, but that's that. I'm gonna weather both sides. These are super easy to do. Doesn't take much, obviously. You just saw. And these kind of like filler projects I do in between belts and whatever other book covers and stuff that I do. But yeah. Go learn some stuff. Do horror stuff. Or horror stuff. Whatever.